Welcome to Detective Tales, the channel where we uncover deeply moving stories of humanity, mystery, and redemption. Today, we present the tale of Mr. Albert and his grandson Henry, a story that begins on a stormy night and unfolds into a journey of reconciliation, love, and healing. Stay with us as we explore how a young boy's courage and an old man's regret transformed their lives forever. It was a stormy autumn evening when a young boy named Henry, dressed in tattered clothes, stumbled upon a grand mansion on the outskirts of Crestwood, a wealthy suburban neighborhood. The rain poured relentlessly, soaking him to the bone as he hesitantly rang the doorbell of the imposing estate. Inside, Mr. Albert, a retired businessman in his 70s, lived alone in his lavish mansion. He was a stern and distant man, estranged from his only daughter Lily after a bitter argument years ago. Hearing the doorbell, Albert signaled his butler Edward to check the security cameras. The sight of a shivering boy startled Edward, but his tone remained firm. "This isn't a shelter. Go somewhere else," Edward said over the intercom. Henry's trembling voice pleaded, "Please, sir, let me stay under the roof for a while. I have no home, and the rain is too much." Albert overheard the boy's plea and frowned. "Let him in," he ordered. "At least let him shelter in the side hall. No one should freeze out there." Once inside, Henry stood in awe of the grand interior. The marble floors, crystal chandeliers, and oil paintings were beyond anything he had ever seen. Among the portraits, one image captivated him, a young woman with gentle eyes and a soft smile. Tears welled up in Henry's eyes as he whispered, "That's my mom." Albert, noticing the boy's reaction, was taken aback. "What did you just say?" he asked, his voice steady but curious. "That's my mother," Henry repeated. "She showed me a picture of this place once and said it was her dream to return here someday." Albert's heart raced. The woman in the painting was Lily, his estranged daughter. Through Henry's halting words, Albert learned that Lily had left years ago, raising her son alone. Recently, she had gone to find work, leaving Henry behind with a promise to return. Lost and afraid, Henry had followed his faint memory of her stories to Albert's doorstep. Shocked by the revelation, Albert vowed to uncover what had happened to Lily. He hired a private investigator, Mr. Graham, to search for her, uncovering a painful history of struggle and hardship. Lily had worked grueling jobs to support Henry, falling into debt and being hounded by creditors. Her last known location was a factory, where an accident had left her severely injured. Albert and Henry visited the factory, only to learn from a foreman that she had been taken to a charity hospital. When Albert arrived at the hospital, his worst fears were confirmed. A nurse recalled Lily's last days, how she spoke of her regret for not reconciling with her father and her hopes for Henry's future. She had passed away from her injuries, alone and penniless. Albert was devastated. The weight of his estrangement from Lily and his inability to protect her was unbearable. Despite the overwhelming grief, Albert focused on Henry. He vowed to give his grandson the life Lily had dreamed of. Albert transformed his home into a warm and inviting space, filling it with laughter and care for Henry. He enrolled Henry in the best private school in Crestwood, hired tutors to help him catch up academically, and took him shopping for new clothes. Over time, Henry began to thrive, his once fearful demeanor replaced with confidence and joy. On Lily's Memorial Day, Albert and Henry set up a small altar with her portrait. "Mom, I'll make you proud," Henry whispered, placing a white rose next to her picture. Life at the Crestwood mansion was beginning to stabilize. Henry, once shy and wary, was flourishing under Albert's care. Yet, despite the peace they had built, the shadow of Lily's past loomed over them. It was a sunny afternoon when the first sign of trouble emerged. Albert was tending to the garden with Henry when Mr. Graham, the private investigator, arrived with a grave expression. "We need to talk, Mr. Albert," Graham said. Albert instructed Henry to play indoors while he spoke with Graham in the study. "Is it about Lily?" Albert asked. "It's about someone connected to her," Graham replied. "Carter, the man who chased her for unpaid debts, has resurfaced. He's been asking about her, and about you." Albert leaned back, gripping the armrests. "What does he want now?" "Lily is gone. There's nothing left for him to take." "He's found out about Henry," Graham continued. "Carter is dangerous. He'll exploit any angle to get what he wants." That evening, Carter arrived at the mansion, His sharp suit and piercing gaze carried menace as he smirked at the opulence surrounding him. Albert met him at the door. "What do you want?" Carter sneered. "Your grandson. Hand him over, and I'll consider Lily's debt settled." "You'll have to go through me first," Albert replied coldly. Tension escalated as Carter pushed his way onto the property. Security intervened, and the confrontation drew Henry's frightened gaze from an upstairs window. Police sirens finally broke the standoff, forcing Carter to retreat. But Albert knew this was only the beginning. Albert doubled security and involved the authorities to keep Henry safe. Yet the experience haunted both of them, strengthening their bond as they leaned on each other for support. Albert realized that while he couldn't undo the past, he could protect Henry's future. His resolve to honor Lily's memory grew stronger, shaping every decision he made. Through heartbreak and adversity, Albert and Henry forged a new beginning. Their journey became a testament to the power of love, forgiveness, and second chances. As Albert looked at his grandson, he saw Lily's strength and resilience in him. Together, they vowed to honor her memory and embrace the life she would have wanted for them. Thank you for joining us at Detective Tales. If this story inspired you, please like, share, and subscribe for more tales of humanity, mystery, and hope. See you next time.